This is part 2 of my Star Trek collection video series. This part presents my Star Trek technology collectibles. You know, communicators, tricorders, and so on. There are too many items to cover in one video, so I've split this presentation into two videos, Part 2A and Part 2B. Please watch both. I'll start with my least favorite item in my TOS collection. This hot mess is supposed to be a Universal Translator. It's all plastic, has no working features, and frankly, I don't think the dimensions are exactly right. Next is my collection of the original series Communicators. My very first TOS communicator was this simple static replica. No chirps, no sounds, no lights, no voice. Even so, it was an impressive replica when I bought it back in the mid-1970s. I bought my second communicator replica in the early 80s. As far as I know, this was the first replica to include lights, a chirp, and a voice. My third TOS communicator was a cheap toy, and it still is. This is a Playmates unit. It used to have lights and sound, but something must have shorted out over the years. The only thing working now is the red LED. The fourth communicator I added to my collection was made by a company called IPI from China. I have 3 of these, including one that's never been taken out of the box. Like the Playmates version, these are also toys, but much more sophisticated than the Playmates unit. These are the right size and basic shape for a TOS communicator. The antennas are metal and perforated. These drop from replica to toy status because the Moir disc's frame is just chromed plastic and it flips up to reveal a digital watch. If that isn't silly enough, the entire upper panel flips up, exposing a built-in calculator. There are no pre-recorded voice messages, but pressing the left button lets you record your own message. The right button plays your message back.
Hello, YouTubers. I've just recorded my own message. Can you hear me now?
The last toy TOS communicators I bought were from Art Asylum, or Diamond Select Toys if you prefer. For a toy, these are very nicely done. They're the right size and shape. The antennas are metal, perforated, and cause the unit to chirp when flipped up. The 3 LEDs are flat-topped, so they're not exactly the right shape, but they do light up, and for a toy, I guess the lack of shape is okay. Another nice detail on this is that the Moir disc spins. Pressing the right-hand button plays pre-recorded messages.
Bridge, this is the captain. Enterprise to Mr. Spock. Your signal is very weak. Can you turn up your gain? Spock here, Captain. Transporter room. Ready to beam up. Enterprise, this is Kirk. Enterprise to Mr. Spock.
Right here, Captain.
Also, pressing the left button activates the red LED and a special voice feature. The next time you open the unit, Spock's voice automatically says,
Captain, shall I beam down an armed party?
Yeah, cool.
Captain Kirk, message from Starfleet Command, top priority.
My collection also includes 3 toy movie-style communicators. First up is the wrist-worn communicator from Star Trek The Motion Picture. This thing that looks like an electronics project box is the communicator from The Wrath of Khan.
Enterprise, Spock here.
Space Station Radio 1, do you read?
Admiral, this is Spock.
Bloodsucker. You're gonna have to do your own dirty work now, do you hear me? Do you?
Khan, you've got Genesis, but you don't have me. You are going to kill me, Khan. You're going to have to come down here. You're going to have to come down here.
I've gone far worse than kill you. I've hurt you. And I wish to go on hurting you. Over, patch me. Aye, sir. You're on, Admiral.
This last toy is the Star Trek 2009 design.
Cut that approach! We're falling without a chute! Beam us up! Spock to Enterprise, get us out now!
This is my prop replica of the communicator used in the movie Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. The communicator is cast resin with a brass antenna screen. At the moment, this is a static replica. Someday I may disassemble it and add lights and sound, but for now it just looks cool in its display case. This next item is an interesting collectible, but definitely not Trek tech. This device never appeared anywhere in the Star Trek universe. This is a Star Trek-inspired desk caddy. It holds a pad of Post-it notes and has room to store several pens or pencils. Oh yeah. The fun part of this gadget is that it plays 8 sound effects, 4 from Next Gen and 4 from TOS.
Channel open. Torpedoes away. Torpedoes away. Battle station.
One of the most recognizable TOS props were the tricorders. I have 1 true prop replica in my collection, plus 2 toys. I bought this prop replica at a New York Trek convention in the 1970s. In its original form, this unit would chirp and the LEDs would light when you opened the scanner head. The problem was you couldn't display the tricorder with the head open because it would never stop making that annoying scanner sound. Of course, you could have removed the battery, but that was a pain because you'd have to put it back if you wanted to show off the lights and sound features. At some point, the electronics in this unit gave out. They just stopped working. So I decided to tinker with this. I removed the original on-off switch connected to the scanner head and replaced it with a button on the faceplate. The button on the right activates the scanner sound and LEDs. When you take your finger off the button, the sound and the LEDs stop working, and you can display the tricorder with the head in the open position if you want to. The other button activates the screen. I added a chaser board and some simple LED lighting. I have two Art Asylum tricorders. One is McCoy's medical tricorder. The screen and LEDs light, and pushing the buttons activates a scanner sound and Dr. McCoy's voice.
He's in perfect health. He's dead, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. Shock, radiation burns, internal injuries for certain. This is medically impossible. Some heart flutter, a better risk of drops of cortisone. Respiration normal, blood pressure normal. He's in perfect health. Impossible to calculate. We lack data to analyze. Captain, impulse in that direction. Very weak, possibly a survivor. Getting another life reading, Captain. Azimuth 93 degrees, range 1570 yards. An alien metal of some kind. An alloy resistant to probe. Seems to be some disturbance coming from that cave. Oh, strange. Readings indicate a life form in the vicinity, apparently human. They've locked out of my tricorder. Really a genius. They fed back my own impulses and built up an overload. Captain, tricorder picking up very faint life readings, approximately 700 meters from here.
My three next-gen tricorders are all Playmates toys. They're the right size and shape, and the color isn't bad. Just for comparison, I kept one Playmates tricorder as it came, without modifying anything. Just to keep up to date, I also bought a movie-style tricorder. I think it's from the 2009 movie series. This is another cheap plastic toy, but it's okay as a collectible. 2 buttons activate light and sound effects. I saved the most interesting TOS tricorder for last, even though it was the very first tricorder I ever bought. This is the famous Mego toy tricorder. Gee, can you tell it's a toy? Maybe the plastic body in blue sort of gives it away. Anyhow, the top flips up, but not at all like on a real TOS tricorder prop. The thing that makes this toy interesting is that it's really just a fancy cover for a tape recorder.
Material boys are ready, sir. Bring it aboard. Old Star ship recorder. They could be ejected when something threatened the ship. More like destroyed the ship in this case. Hit it. Burn it. Hit it.